Hi OTC Foodies, it's Terry. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm making a meal and I'm going to show you the videos to put this meal together. So that way, instead of looking at like a meat or something going, well, what would I cook with that? Well, I'm going to show you what the meal is and show you each different component. So the menu today is going to be pork schnitzel and a dill cucumber salad, then roasted potatoes and banana pudding. Now I'm going to show you the schnitzel and the cucumber salad and the banana pudding. The roast potatoes, you got that. And then I have some rosemary no-knead bread that I've got rising in the back. So this first video is going to be the cucumber dill salad. Now this is a great way of using those cucumbers, especially if you have a garden and they're like abundant and coming out everywhere. So it's really easy to put together. It doesn't take very many ingredients at all. But I would put this together ahead of time just so the flavors have a chance to kind of meld together. So I'm going to be using an English cucumber. And you can see this is thinner and longer than a regular cucumber. I have cut part of the tip off. And this is a regular cucumber right here. You can see the difference. This is ridged in the skin and everything. Now, an English cucumber has less seeds, they're much smaller, so you don't have the big seeds that you normally have in a cucumber. It's also sweeter, and the skin does not need to be peeled because it's thinner. And I like using it for this salad because I don't have to peel it. Now, I want to make sure I cut my cucumber pieces the same size, so I'm using my kitchen mandolin. And this is really handy. It's one of those tools that's really nice to have on hand. You don't use it very often, but when you need it, it's great. So it has a blade that comes out, and this is a straight blade. It also comes with a box of different blades that you can use for different cuts, such as a shred. Then it has like, like a julienne and different blades. They're very sharp, so you have to be careful handling them. And I hate to say it, but that's really the only blade I typically use. All right, so before we get into anything, I'm gonna slice my cucumber really quick. Be careful, watch out for your fingers. You wanna do a few preliminary cuts to make sure that it is the right thickness. And I'm gonna butcher this cucumber, I can see. I am rotating it occasionally so you don't end up with a pointed edge. And I'm not putting them in my bowl yet because I want to make my dressing before I throw my cucumbers in. So you can see this is going pretty quick, whereas if we had to slice it, it would take much longer. That's far enough for the fingers. All right, so that comes off. Let's pick up our little mess here. There we go. Put that in the sink. All right, you can see the cucumbers are all nice and uniform in size and thickness. So that's the great thing about the mandolin, is that it does all of that. And you don't have different size cucumber pieces. All right, so in my bowl here, I'm gonna make my dressing. Now guys, this again is not measurement, this is taste, okay? So you really need to taste your food as you're cooking because that tells you a lot. Sometimes measurements are really good, but sometimes you just gotta go by taste. So I have some Greek yogurt that I had from a previous video not too long ago. It's still fresh, trust me, that I made a sauce with. So I'm gonna use that to make this sauce. Now you could use sour cream and mayonnaise if you want. Make sure it is unflavored though. Next, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar to it. Now, I'm not going to use this full amount, I just put it in a bowl. And then some apple cider vinegar. And like I said, we're going to be tasting this as we go along, so we're going to see how it tastes. I like using fresh dill in this recipe just because it's stronger. It's not like your dried dill. If you don't have fresh dill, dried works just fine. But I like to use fresh herbs whenever I can. More vinegar. Always best to start with less and then add more. Okay, good. All right, some salt and pepper. You don't want it too sweet. You just want it like a kind of like a ranch type flavor to it with a little bit of sweetness to it. Now we're going to throw in our cucumbers. And this salad will be even better tomorrow, trust me. And give it a stir here. All right, now I have some red onion that I've shaved, and I've blanched them in some hot water and then drained them really well. And the reason why I did that, it takes some of the bite out of the onion. So if you don't really like that strong bite, you can always just blanch them in hot water and then let them sit for a few minutes and then drain them. And that really takes some of the bite out of the onion. A little bit goes a long way, so I'm not going to put a whole lot in there. I don't want the onion to be the focus in the salad. I want it to be the dill and the cucumbers, so I'm not putting a whole lot in there. All right, next our baby dill, and we're going to take our dill and we're going to give it a good chop. So there we go. I don't want all these big stems, so I'm going to pull it off there and shred this dill. More. All right, and let's give it a nice chop. And in we go. All right, let's stir that up. Now, if you're not a dill lover, then you can leave it out, but dill is really what makes this dish, as well as the cucumbers and the yogurt sauce. it would still be good. You just wouldn't have that nice little punch that dill provides to it. Okay. Let's try a cucumber and see. I'd say it's pretty good. All right, so that is your creamy cucumber dill salad. This is gonna go in the refrigerator for a little while, and then we'll serve it with our schnitzel. So stay tuned for the next video, which will be the pork schnitzel. Thanks for eating with me today. Ciao. Go.